Nicholas Pegues reporting CNN iReporter Memphis here with my special Twitter follower, Mr. Richard Ransom. And Mr. Ransom, this is part two of my interview with you. And I have a very special Facebook friend. Her name is Anastasia Wiseman, and she's former Miss Europe. And could you welcome her as a new Memphis citizen to the United States? She's from Russia, and she's former Miss Europe. And also, how do you think we can make Memphis more international?
What am I welcoming her to?
To Memphis.
Okay, absolutely would welcome her to Memphis, and I think that in terms of making Memphis a more international community, that frankly, back to FedEx, when you have the second busiest cargo hub in the world, flights coming in here from all over the world on a daily and nightly basis, it's hard to be more international than that.
Yeah.
And I think that the presence of that company and the other Fortune 500 companies here, and not just them, but many of the corporate community here have a strong, international focus.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I have several more questions, Mr. Ransom. Richard Ransom, I've heard I was famous in the newsroom. So, how do you think my service as a CNN iReporter has expanded the Memphis media market, and where do you see these efforts in the future?
You heard you were famous in the newsroom?
Yes, sir. I've
heard. Really? Where'd you hear that from?
I've heard that from several reporters. Just when I was working at the election commission, they're like, "Well, we see your iReports all the time." So.
Oh, okay. I don't know what to say about that. Honestly, I think it's great that you do that, but I can honestly say I just had returned the follow, and I wasn't aware that that you were known elsewhere in the newsroom, but I think it's great that you do it.
Absolutely. And how do you think it will expand the Memphis media market? Do you think it will? How do you see my efforts in the future?
In terms of what you could do here in Memphis?
Yes, sir.
Well, I would say that the best piece of advice that I always try to give folks is there's nothing quite like experience in a smaller market, and that anyone who wants to get serious about working in Memphis, Tennessee, needs to pay their dues and spend a couple of years in a smaller market, preferably farther away the better. That's going to make you a more well-rounded person.
Absolutely.
You have to be, as a journalist, you need to be curious about the world around you, and there's nothing quite like leaving the comfortable blanket of your hometown to go elsewhere and see how other people think and how other people live, and then think about coming home.
Absolutely. And I have one more question. Could you, as the youngest Shelby County Unified School Board applicant in 2011, I've established myself a kind of like a goodwill ambassador to Buckingham Palace. And my next question is, do you think the Unified School Board should create kind of an international goodwill ambassador to inspire young people worldwide? And what did you think of the 2012 Diamond Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II?
The 2012 what?
Diamond Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II.
Oh, well, I thought it's an incredible show. I mean, the Brits certainly know about pageantry, and they absolutely showed that, as they did for the Olympic Games as well. And your other question was about the Shelby County School Board?
Yes, sir. Do you think we should have an international...
I think they already do quite a bit in terms of their different international studies and foreign language programs. They do quite a bit to encourage a better understanding of the world around them.
Awesome, awesome. And we're going to be welcoming the Olympians here this Saturday. And so that's a pretty cool thing that Memphis will be hosting the Olympians here from London. And so with all that said, I would like to thank you, my friend. And could you send, a welcome message to the Olympians to welcome them here to Memphis? And also, I have a very special Facebook friend. It's a very special young girl, and her mother asked me to, could you give them a shout out because they really wanted to meet Gabby, and she's a very special person to them, and I wanted you to send just a goodwill message to this special friend of mine.
And her name is Gabby?
No, they wanted to meet Gabby. Gabby the Olympian. And my request is, could you just send a goodwill message to the young lady to keep her dreams?
Absolutely, I would encourage her to keep her dreams. Sometimes that's all you have to get through when everyone else is saying you don't have a chance or this isn't
Absolutely.
going to happen. Uh, Holding on to the dream is the most crucial thing you can have sometimes.
Absolutely. So that's my take with Mr. Richard Ransom of WREG. Thank you, sir, and you have a blessed day. Thanks.
Okay, you too.
Thanks for supporting me. Nicholas Pegues
Okay,
reporting.
take
CNN
care.
iReport.